your new group, Animal Logic. The album is out now.
Yes, the album is out now. It's a new group featuring the bass legend, Lord of the Low Frequencies, Stanley Clark, and my humble self, and a new discovery.
Chick Corea.
Oh yeah, and Return to Forever. He's played with everybody. He's definitely the top of the bass tree. There is no other. He has no other peer in the bass world. In fact, he's reinvented the bass. But the important thing about this group is something new, which is the singer-songwriter in the group, Deborah Holland, who is the singer-songwriter, and she's the focus of the group. Stanley and I have created this album and this sound to go around her, but she's the important thing. He and I are old ingredients that the world has seen before. She's brand new. She was, when we found her, a piano teacher in Los Angeles who's been writing these songs. She's a real woman. She's not a Madonna or a Paula Abdul or anything like that. She's writing songs about real people and herself, and she's a real person. She's very intellectual, very deep.
There's a spy in every room, has no name, only a non-plume. It's hard to rise above the sense of doom in the house of love, in the house of love. Someday I'll never believe this, and when I do, you'll probably go. The message can only be his, whatever it says, I need to know.
Holy Blood and Crescent Moon, your opera.
When I was first commissioned to do it, I knew nothing about opera. I thought it was just people shouting at each other in foreign languages. But I realized that it has to be a very powerful medium. It's wall-to-wall music. They sing everything. The story has to be so dramatic that they have to sing it. There's no realism like there is in a film where you have sequences that are designed to make the characters real. You're not worried about that. The only thing you're worried about is drama in opera. And it packs about the most powerful punch that any art form can pack. When the music and the drama and the singing and the acting and the staging all hit with that operatic power, there's nothing else that can fry you or can make your hair stand on end the way opera can. And it took me about a year to figure out how it works and what it's all about. Then I discovered Wagner, and everything changed. And so I wrote this opera. It went up in Cleveland. It was there for 5 days, packed houses, standing ovations. The critics were extreme. Let's see, Unredeemed Disaster was one thing. Smash Hit was another. The Cleveland paper had photographs of the audience, on the front page, picture of the audience dancing in the street outside the theater. You can't ask for a better response than that.
Yeah.
For a first-time composer, gee, this is unheard of. And so it was a pretty amazing moment.
Speaking of reviews, what do you make of rock criticism in general? Now, I realize that's a broad subject, but a lot of people think, well, sure, some of this is valid, and it's a valid school of scholarship, but a lot of it is very overblown. After all, this is entertainment, it's about energy, and let's not make this into an intellectual exercise and analyze it to death.
Well, there's two ways of looking at it. One is, could be encapsulated by the Noel Coward line, that a bad review can spoil your breakfast but should not interfere with lunch. And there are those of that school who say they never read their reviews. Well, I read all my reviews. Don't believe anyone who says that they don't read their reviews. Everyone reads their reviews. And, or that you shouldn't read your reviews, or that you should only listen to sycophants. I think that the reviews are very useful, even if they're hostile. If you strip away the malice, even the preconceptions can be instructive. If people are looking at you the wrong way, it can tell you something about yourself. Even if they completely miss the point, it tells you that you haven't made your point clearly enough. And they don't represent the value of your work, really. They just show you a random perspective on it, because your audience is, the reviewers who will come to a show are a random selection. They're just anybody. They could be for you or against you. But the people in the seats of a theater, or the people who buy your record or whatever, are not random. They're the people who you have turned on and who like what you do, who respond. Particularly music is a very nebulous thing. No one can say why it affects one person positively and has no effect at all on someone else. I, for instance, am immune to Mozart, but I love Wagner. And there must be something wrong with me to be immune to Mozart, because it's obviously so brilliant. But that's just the way music works. And so the audience is not a random selection. The critics are. And the real thing is the response of the audience in the seats.
The founder of The Police, and most recently with Animal Logic. This album has come out only within the past month or so, and they're guessing that Spy on the House of Love will be the first hit single off of it. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Stewart Copeland, and we'll see you later.
Bob's guest Monday will be Hill Street Blues' Joyce Davenport, Veronica Hamill,